Well, good afternoon, Hillsdale Church. It's a beautiful day and it's certainly a great week. We are so excited to be at a place where we can be thinking about worshiping again inside our building all together. That, of course, is going to be happening this Sunday on Father's Day, June 21st, and we would love for all of you to plan to be here for one of our two in-house services, either at 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock a.m. this Sunday morning. Wanted to just remind you that our first service at 9 o'clock is going to be designed for those who perhaps are more susceptible to COVID-19, those who need to take more precautions in their interactions with other people. And so we're asking for everyone who plans to attend that service to come expecting and willing to wear a mask for the duration of that service. We are putting into place social distancing standards for that service to protect those who simply cannot run a risk of catching this virus. If you are practicing a little more relaxed social standards, or if you're unwilling or unable to wear a mask, then we would ask you to wait and attend our 11 o'clock service. That service, we're going to be a little more relaxed in those guidelines so that people can come in, they can worship together without all of those standards in place. Now, as you come, you're going to find out whether it's the 9 o'clock or the 11 o'clock service, it's not going to be exactly as it was before. All of our seating will be set up with social distancing standards in place. You can sit with your family, but you'll be separated by 6 to 8 feet from other worshipers, other families, as you spend time in our worship space. We also ask that when you arrive and as you prepare to depart at the end of your services, that you use the exterior doors that are closest to where you've parked. We'll have volunteers stationed at each of those doors. There are 4 of those that we'll be using over the coming weeks. And we just ask that you come and go through those exits to help just again with our traffic flow and the logistics in the hallways. We want to try to spread out as much as possible. Whether you come to the 11 o'clock or the 9 o'clock service, we would also ask that you refrain from socializing and congregating in the building. That's just to protect, again, those who aren't available or able to be around others as closely. And so if you'd like to touch base with someone, spend some time talking with someone else that you've worshiped with, we would ask that you do that outside of the building near your cars, away from those entrances. If you come to the first service, we'd also just remind you that after that service, we're going to be cleaning the entire building before our second service, and so we'll kind of need you to move a little more quickly out of the building and parking lot so that those who are attending our second service will be able to come in as well, and our volunteers will be able to clean the building, clean the restrooms, all of the seating, and all those flat surfaces between our 2 worship services. Now, we know that there are many of you who simply aren't ready or able to attend in-person worship of that nature. And so we gladly will continue to offer our virtual worship experience online every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. Those messages will be the same teaching. The worship set will be the same worship available in-house. We'll make that available to you online as we have been all along, so that no matter where you fall on that continuum, if you need to be at home where you are safest, then we would encourage you to keep worshiping that way. If you're ready to step out and come and be in attendance with others, but need to practice safe distancing standards, then we would encourage you to come to that 9 o'clock service here at Hillsdale UB every Sunday morning. If you've kind of started moving back to life as usual and you're not wearing masks, if you're spending time with other people, then we would ask you to hold off and come just to that 11 o'clock service so that we can kind of give a space for people wherever they are. We so love being together as a congregation. We know it's important. We know that the scriptures have taught us to encourage one another, to study together, to worship together, and to serve alongside each other. Our desire is to do so as much as possible and as quickly as possible while maintaining appropriate and proper standards to just be mindful of everyone's safety. We think that we've come up with a plan to do so effectively. We know that as we go, it will require maybe a few adjustments along the way, but so far, all of you have just been so gracious as we've kind of navigated this crazy season, and we know that you will continue to do so. It's what makes serving Hillsdale UB Church such a pleasure. It's why our staff is so grateful to be a part of what God's doing here. And we will look forward to greeting you again in the building this weekend. Until we see you, we trust that God continues to show himself, reveal himself to you in powerful ways, that he's growing you up to be more and more like his Son, and that he's giving you opportunities to love others well and to serve them in the midst of these trying times. We'll look forward to seeing you this weekend. Until then, take care. God bless.